Welcome into the Great Park in Irvine. Sam Evans alongside Aiden Pham as the Riptide look to stop a little bit of a slide here against the CCL's best, the 20-4 Santa Barbara Foresters. Aiden, the Riptide have lost the last 2 games, 3 of their last 4. They have slipped out of the #1 seed in the CCL South for the first time all season. What do the Riptide need to do to change things around?
Yeah, well, it's a tough matchup first off tonight against the Santa Barbara Foresters, but first thing that jumps to the top of my head is pitching. That's going to be where this game is won for the Riptide. Too many walks issued last night, and with the bats, Riptide were able to get runners on. You got to be able to get them around. Left on base has been a number that was way too high yesterday, so those are going to be the 2 focuses for the Riptide tonight.
Well, Sammy Kova, the left-hander for Orange County, is going to be on the mound against a very talented, star-studded Foresters lineup. Carter Rutenbar leads things off and plays left field, one of just 2 lefties for Santa Barbara. Kurt Ippolito plays right and bats second. Chris Newstrom at shortstop bats third. In the cleanup spot, Cole Chamberlain, the DH, he homered twice 2 days ago. Addison Klepsch bats fifth and plays second base. Brady Janisek in center batting sixth. Joshua Woodworth plays first base and bats seventh. Zane Becker, the all-star, catches and bats eighth. And Joseph Sandusky rounds out the lineup. He's at the hot corner. Orange County's defense behind Sammy Kova. Tatum Marsh in left, Reed Montgomery in center for the second straight night. He made a couple of really nice plays out there. Thomas Cernius in right tonight. Bradley Boudreau does his first start in a little bit at third. Ryan Castro's at shortstop, Connor Barth at second, Lonzo Reyes at first, and Cooper Klauser is doing the catching for Sammy Kova, who comes into today. 15 innings pitched so far this summer, a 1.2 ERA for the left-hander, facing a lineup with 2 lefties and 7 righties. But one of those lefties, Rutenbar, will lead things off. Carter Rutenbar from Arkansas, hitting .327 so far this summer. Takes the first pitch up and in for ball 1, 1-0 count.
Sammy Kova was excellent when he last faced the Foresters. That was a big reason why the Riptide were able to take one against the top team in the CCL South on the road.
This is the second of 4 meetings with Santa Barbara. Kova's 1-0. Line drive up the middle. Diving play by Castro, but it gets through him and into center. And a base hit for Rutenbar will begin the ball game for Santa Barbara.
Well, there you go. This is one of the hottest lineups in the CCL right now. Really lead the CCL in almost every category you can think of. Batting average, runs, walks. Good start for them with Rutenbar.
So the Foresters fell to the Riptide 2-1 up in Santa Barbara in mid-June. But this is the first of 3 games in a week span. Kova picks over towards first, but Rutenbar's back in safely. So they'll play here tonight, and the Orange County will head up to Santa Barbara on Sunday, and the Foresters will come back here in a week. That ball's flown to left field. Tatum Marsh going back a couple of steps, but he camps under it and makes the play. So the first out of the evening. Ippolito's retired on the fly out to left, and now Chris Newstrom to the plate.
He finds a pitch he likes, sent it a long ways, but a nice job from Tatum Marsh to track it down for out number 1. Remember, Sam, this was a lineup for the Saints that struggled against the Riptide. Probably one of their worst games when they faced Orange County up in Santa Barbara. Just 2 hits that game. They already got 1 here in the first inning.
That was a pitcher's duel. Orange County won 2-1. But the Foresters have not been held in check very often this year. Big part of that, the all-star Chris Newstrom, who's hitting .380 so far this summer. Kova concerned about Rutenbar at first, and for good reason. The Foresters have 94 stolen bases this summer. That's most in the CCL. First pitch to Newstrom, fouled into the screen, 0-1. Now, Santa Barbara, while their record is the best in the entire league, they don't participate in the playoffs. They head to Wichita in about a week and a half. Their CCL season comes to an end, which paves the way for the Conejo Oaks, the Riptide, and the Academy Barons, who are all tightly knotted up to fight for the 3 playoff spots in the CCL South and compete for that critical #1 seed. Kova misses the zone outside. Count evens up at 1-1 to Newstrom.
That's a good point you bring up because this is a huge game for the Riptide. Their second right now in the playoff picture to the Conejo Oaks. So this game actually means more for the Riptide than it does the Foresters.
Gova's 1-1. A fastball grounded into right field for a knock. Rutenbar will head to second base. Reyes was holding him on thanks to the fact that he's such a threat to run. Pulled him out of position a little bit and meant he had no play on Newstrom's grounder.
Well, this Foresters team has exploded right out of the gate multiple times this summer. You look back at their last game against the Barons. It was a 3-run first inning, and it's a good start. 2 hits, 2 runners on.
Orange County dropping their first 2 games of the week. They had not lost on a Tuesday all year until they fell to the Blues 6-3. Skova misses the zone outside for ball 1. 1-0 to Cole Chamberlain. And then last night they led for much of the game, but Sam Tucci hit a 3-run home run, gave the Waves a 3-2 lead they did not relinquish. Orange County is about the most they've scuffled at any point this summer. Chamberlain fouls one into the screen. His last game was absolutely phenomenal. Foresters were off yesterday, but on Tuesday night at the MLB Academy, Chamberlain went 4 for 5. He homered twice, had a triple, drove in 5 runs, just a double short of the cycle in that ball game, helping his chances out in the transfer portal. So a difficult hitter for Kova to work with in some early trouble in the top of the first. Liner towards right field. Diving play by Cernius, who makes the catch. Throwback to second in time for... Castro dropped it. It would have been a surefire double play. Fantastic work by Cernius in right. Laying out to make the catch. Robs Chamberlain of the hit. But so close to getting Orange County out of the inning. Instead, Addison Klepsch will come to the plate with 2 aboard and 2 down.
It was a good play in 2 aspects. Number 1 for Cernius to race in and make a great play, and it was a good throw as well, just like you said, in and out of the glove.
Kova's first pitch to Klepsch misses inside 1-0. Second baseman's hitting .324 so far this summer in 13 games. Fouled back into the screen. Count evens up at 1-1. This is Klepsch's 3rd summer with the Foresters in a row, but by far the most he's played already. Just 23 games across his first 2 years. The 1-1. Weak chopper down the foul line towards third, and it will go foul. So Kova within 1 strike of getting out of this first inning without allowing a run.
Fortunately for the Riptide, that ball went foul. Would have been a tough play for Orange County to make, and like you said, you're 1 strike away and 1 pitch away from getting out of this inning unscathed if you're Sammy Kova.
So Addison Klepsch was at UCSD this spring. He'd been at Auburn the year before. Didn't play all that much for the Tigers. 46 games played for the Tritons, so getting to continue a lengthy and busy year for Klepsch here with the Foresters this summer. 1-2, runners go, but then they hustle back. Pitches a ball up and in, 2-2 count. Klauser, with the front door closed, was up quickly. Looked Rutenbar back to second base. Two and two from Kova. Some real dancing going around. A pick back towards second will bounce off Rutenbar.
The throw would have been off the mark, that's for sure, from Sammy Kova. Unfortunately for the Riptide, runners stay put.
Rutenbar is definitely trying to get in Kova's head on second base. And that'll plunk Klepsch. Rutenbar definitely having something to do with that. As a fastball from Kova runs inside. Bases loaded early in the ballgame for the Foresters. Brady Janicek comes to the plate with 2 outs. And the missed opportunity to turn 2 on the Chamberlain liner looming very large right about now.
Yeah, that would have been the 3rd out of this inning. Then instead, it's a hit by pitch to Klepsch. That's an area the Riptide pitching staff has kind of struggled in. You had 3 last night and 3 against the Blues on Tuesday.
So 7 already this week. It's just Thursday. The first pitch to Janicek misses down and away for ball 1. The center fielder's hitting just .226 so far this summer, though. One of a very few Foresters group who is not producing at an extremely high level. Long pause for Kova. Now the 1-0. Swing and a foul tip into Klauser's mitt. 1-1.
Brady Janicek out of Baylor. Had a good freshman year there. They love his ability to drive in runs. Had 53 of them for the Bears. It's a good spot for him up with the bases loaded.
He set the Baylor freshman home run record with 14. But does not have one yet this summer. He's down in the count 1-2 after a nice fastball from Kova.
Strikeouts have been a number that's a little high for him throughout his early collegiate career. Probably why he's the beer batter tonight.
Klauser's going to come to the mound, try and talk things over with Kova. But yeah, while the home run number is super high, the RBI number is really great at Baylor. In 56 games, Janicek struck out 77 times. That's a lot.
It is a lot, and he's a young guy, so still a lot of time for him to develop, that's for sure.
Kova looking for his first punch of the evening right here, but instead it bounces in the dirt, and it's a 2-2 count.
Well, we know Sammy Kova's a big strikeout guy, just 3 walks to 17 Ks this season. Would be a big time to find that first punch out of the night.
Rutenbar on third, Newstrom on second, Klepsch on first. 2-2 count. Santa Barbara threatens early. And it's going to get a little more scary for Sammy Kova as he misses inside. 3-2. Runners will be able to get a head start on this pitch. High drama early in this ball game. Kova's payoff. Popped up foul. We'll do it again. Three and 2 count. Kova needs to put up a 0 early for Orange County. Blooper into shallow right field. Cerny is coming in. He won't have a play. It'll bounce off him. 2 runs are going to score for Santa Barbara as Newstrom and Rutenbar both come around on Janicek's bloop single. Sends Klepsch to third. And up in Santa Barbara, Orange County held this Foresters team to just 1 run in 9 innings. They've already got 2 here in the first tonight.
It's an excellent at-bat by Brady Janicek. Long, lengthy one. Fouls off a couple pitches. Gets it full and drives in those first 2 runs of the ball game. Well done by the freshman.
Now Joshua Woodworth at the plate. Foresters looking for a big first inning now. Waves through the first pitch, 0-1.
Yeah, that missed opportunity on that chance for a double play is going to loom large here for the Riptide. It's not a fun time when you fall down early against a team like the Foresters, that's for sure.
0-1. Fastball misses outside, 1-1 count. Yeah, just so critical. Already has cost you 2 runs to Ryan Castro. newest member of the Riptide, is kicking himself a little bit at shortstop. Just couldn't handle the throw from Cernius, which was in plenty of time. Popped into the screen, and it's a 1-2 count. But Kova was ahead 1-2 of Janusek, marked it full, and then blooped the single into right to drive in the first 2 runs of the evening.
Well, we saw the Waves last night, Sam, actually play well with 2 outs on the board. Nice at-bat from Janusek, some 2-out hitting.
One and 2, Kova trying to stem the bleeding. It's a foul tip that Klauser can't quite hang on to. And so we'll do the 1-2 once again. More missed opportunities here in the top of the first inning. It's been that kind of week so far for the Riptide.
Certainly has been the theme against the Blues and the Waves, and it's costed the Riptide games.
Pick off towards first, but Janusek dives back in safely ahead of Kova's throw. Orange County beaten in a tight game by the Conejo Oaks Thursday of last week. Won an ugly one with the Philippines 15-9. That's a winless Philippines squad. And that will be strike 3. It's dropped by Klauser, but he'll throw down towards first to retire Woodworth. Bringing into the top of the first inning, but not before the Foresters score twice, taking advantage of Ryan Castro's miscue on the potential double play. Orange County's bats will be coming up, chasing too early. Orange County's, pardon me, Orange County is trailing 2-0 early in this ballgame. Ryan Castro, Jarrett Sable, Alonzo Reyes, the first 3 men coming up. Castro's playing shortstop, Sable the DH, Alonzo Reyes at first base. Connor Barth bats cleanup and plays second base. Cooper Klauser behind the dish bats 5th. Tatum Marsh in left field bats 6th. Thomas Cernius, who made a great diving catch in right field, bats 7th. Bradley Boudreau draws his first start in over a week at third base batting 8th. And Reed Montgomery slides into the number 9 slot playing center field. The Foresters defense, Rutenbar in left, Janusek in center, Ippolito in right. Joseph Sandusky's at third base, Chris Newstrom at shortstop, Addison Klepsch at the Keystone, Joshua Woodworth at first, and Zane Becker's doing the catching for Calvin Prosky, whose first pitch misses up and in for ball 1 to Castro.
Prosky has been excellent all summer, the righty out of UC Santa Barbara. A 2.40 ERA.
Delivers a strike at the knees to Castro, 1-1.
Doesn't walk a lot of guys, just 1 walk all summer long to 16 strikeouts.
A 1-1 drops into the zone. Castro's behind 1-2. Won't go down as an error, but his missed opportunity to secure the back end of that line drive double play in the top of the first inning proves costly. And he's the first strikeout victim of the evening from Prosky as well. So that'll bring Jarrett Sable to the dish. Nobody aboard and 1 down here in the bottom of the first.
Just unable to set the tone for the Riptide there, Castro. And it's a hot start for Prosky. See if Jared Sable can get something going for the Riptide in need of a response after giving up 2 in the first.
Sable, so far this summer, hitting .243 in 22 games. Takes a ball down, 1-0 count. The 1-0 to Sable. Fastball misses down and away, and he's ahead 2-0. Jarrett was talking today about the fact that teams are pitching him a little bit differently after a strong start to the year. Not seeing as much fastballs, a lot more off speed. Waves through the fastball here. He's behind 2-1, or he's ahead 2-1.
And the strikeout numbers have piled up here towards the middle of the season for Jarrett Sable.
Takes a strike there, 2-2. He's up to 25 Ks now this season. 2 of which came last night in the loss to the Waves. Grounder towards first, bobbled by Woodworth. The throw to the pitcher covering in time. Nice work from Prosky. Moving over was a play that Woodworth could have and probably should have handled himself. But Prosky's readiness to go over means the Foresters don't allow Sable to reach. It'll be bases empty for Alonso Reyes with 2 down.
Prosky showed off the speed there, was able to cover the bag in time and bail out his first baseman who kind of misplayed it.
First pitch to Reyes. Curveball misses high, 1-0. Prosky's curveball, the MLB Draft Combine, had the best in the entire group. Almost 15 inches of break. She'll up the fastball for a strike to make it 1-1. He is expected to be, certainly in the first 10 rounds, selected in the MLB draft. It's coming up here in about a week and a half. Goes with the fastball again to put his way ahead of Reyes 1-2. See if he goes to that deadly curveball in search of his second strikeout of the evening. Fastball again, Reyes waves through it. 2 punchies and a ground out for Calvin Prosky and a solid first inning. Foresters lead it 2-0 as we go to the second. The top of the second inning is brought to you by Chick-fil-A in Woodbury Town Center. Well, a really impressive bottom of the first inning for Calvin Prosky. Sammy Kova is going to have to answer. He'll deal with Zane Becker, Joseph Sandusky, and Carter Rutenbar. 8-9-1 in this Foresters lineup. 2 righties and then a lefty.
It's as good of a start as you can ask for the Santa Barbara Foresters. Put up 2 runs in the first. Calvin Prosky sends the Riptide down in order, and Foresters just looking to extend that 2-run lead.
Well, I think a real testament to how deep and talented this Foresters lineup is that Zane Becker is hitting 8th tonight. He's an all-star. It's not often you see an all-star batting 8th, but the Foresters have so much talent that it makes sense. Their backstop homered on Tuesday night against the Academy Barons. Kova's first pitch of the second inning misses down and in for a ball, 1-0.
Well, you mentioned Becker hitting at the bottom of the lineup. That's good for the Foresters, though, because of that depth. Becker gets on, and you set up your top of the order with Rutenbar and Ippolito.
1-0 count. Popped up foul down the right field line, 1-1. Becker didn't play all that much at Texas A&M, just 10 games, hit under 100 there. But makes this summer more critical for him, and he's already had 15 appearances with the Foresters. This is his 16th, so getting that playing time he desired. 1-1 count. Check swing. Fastball misses down. Becker did not offer. 2-1.
When you have a lineup, or a team rather, as talented as the Foresters, it's tough to get everyone playing time, which means you got a lot of good depth in the dugout if Bo Pintard wants to go to it later on in this game.
2-1 count. Fastball misses high, 3-1. Yeah, the Foresters just, a lot of the teams in this league maybe have 2 or 5 guys who play at the Power 5 level. The Foresters have about 2 or 5 guys who don't play at the Power 5 level. And the guys who don't tend to be super high-level producers at whatever level they are at. Just a really stacked squad. That's why they're the class of the CCL year in, year out. 3-1 count. Fastball misses down and away for ball 4. Kova's first walk of the evening, his 4th of the summer, and that'll push Joseph Sandusky, the new Texas A&M commit, to the plate with his future college teammate on first.
That's not what the Riptide were looking for, hoping to get out number 1 of Zane Becker. Instead, Kova issues the walk, and Orange County down by 2 runs.
Yeah, the quick start for the Foresters with 2 in the top of the first. An early base runner if they look to add another couple here in the second. Kova misses down in the dirt, 1-0 count to Sandusky, who sort of a similar path to Justin Tiller. He was at Weatherford College, which is a 2-year program. In October of 2025, he committed to Texas A&M, and that's the exact same thing we saw from the Riptide's Justin Tiller, going from Cypress, the JUCO, up to the D1 level at A&M. Takes a strike here, 1-1 count.
Yeah, there's always going to be a soft spot for those JUCO guys. There's a lot of talent that comes out of that level and produces when they get their opportunity.
Sandusky has produced this summer, .279 batting average. One and one. Fastball tails away from Kova, 2-1.
It's also a guy that plays JUCO ball. That's a guy wants to be there. Works hard, shows up every day, grinds, and it's cool to see them get their opportunity to go to the Division I level and have some success in the future.
2-1 from Kova. Catches the inside corner of the zone. Counting him up at 2-2. We see that with some Riptide guys, Trajan Rogowski, Connor Barth, teammates at Folsom Lake, who are both making the jump together from the JUCO level up to the D1. So it really is great to see that happen. 2 of them definitely don't take that opportunity for granted. 2-2. Misses down. And a 3-2 count to Sandusky. Be pretty disastrous for Kova to put the 8-9 men on the order before bringing up the top of this vaunted lineup. So a big pitch, but first a pickoff from Kova. A little bit high, but Reyes is able to handle it.
You mentioned in the first how the Foresters are aggressive on the base paths. It helps that the Riptide have a lefty in Sammy Kova out there. You can stare directly at first base.
3-2, way high for ball 4. And Kova just issued 3 free passes all summer coming into this game. Has gone back-to-back against the bottom of the Foresters lineup. And now Rutenbar to the plate for the second time. He already singled and scored in the first with 2 aboard and nobody down.
Well, we said pitching was going to be important tonight. This isn't a Foresters pitching staff that you're going to hit around if you're the Riptide. Good pitching was going to be key to win this ball game, and back-to-back walks here to begin the second for Kova.
Not the beginning that Kova was looking for. Is it Utah most recently, but he's still in the transfer portal. Well, he's had a great summer at the Riptide so far. Hasn't yet found his new home. Riptide is showing that he'll bunt, but he pulls back, grounds one to second base. Could be 2. Barth bobbles it. He'll flip underhand and get nobody. More disastrous defense for the Riptide. Both middle infielders, Castro and Barth, in the first 2 innings of this game, have botched opportunities for a double play. And the bases are loaded with nobody down for Kurt Ippolito.
Unfortunate play there for the Riptide, and now bases loaded with no outs for the Foresters.
This has the opportunity to get ugly early. First pitch to Ippolito, a strike, 0-1. Kova has just 1 strikeout so far. It was on Woodworth in the top of the first inning. But he's a guy who can get hot. He needs to rack up some Ks right here against the heart of this Santa Barbara lineup. Grounder that is just foul down the third base line. Would have been trouble. Extra bases out of the reach of Bradley Boudreau, but twists foul. And so it's a 0-2 count on Ippolito.
Tightrope that line and just went foul. You said it would have been extra bases. It would have been multiple runs for sure across for the Foresters, but instead it's a 0-2 count.
Ippolito flew to left last time up. Riptide defensively, only the first baseman Reyes coming in. Rest of the infield staying deep, potentially trying to turn 2. Trade that for a run. 0-2. Fouled into the netting. Still 0-2 on Kurt Ippolito, who hasn't decided yet where he'll be playing his college baseball. Finished up at Central Christian, a 2-year program where he hit .356 in 47 games. Trying to show off with Santa Barbara why he deserves a new home. 0-2. Swung on and missed. Big K from Kova. So he gets Ippolito to chase the fastball up and in. Now 1 down. Chris Newstrom coming to the plate. He singled and scored back in the first.
Bases loaded. Huge punch out for Sammy Kova. Second of the night for him. Ippolito swings and misses right through it.
Kova's generated some double play opportunities. Orange County yet to turn them. But we'll be looking for another one here. Get a grounder from Newstrom and try and get out of this inning spotless, despite the fact the Foresters loaded the bases with no outs. First pitch, fastball for a strike, 0-1. Newstrom drove in 4 runs on Tuesday against the Barons, had a pair of doubles. 0-1 from Kova. Grounder to second base. Could be redemption for Barth. To second for 1. On to first for 2. It is redemption for Connor Barth and the Riptide defense. Santa Barbara took advantage of an Orange County miscue in the first. They do not in the second, as the Riptide work their way out of a bases loaded, nobody out jam. Still just 2-0 Foresters. Orange County's bats are coming back up. Bottom of the second inning is brought to you by First Class Pizza in Woodbury Town Center. Broski out for a second inning against Connor Barth, who fouls the first pitch into the netting, 0-1 count. It was an up and down inning for Connor Barth in the top half of the frame. Had an error, but then successfully turned the double play to get out of the jam. Now looking to do some damage with his bat. Fouls it back towards the backstop, over towards the Riptide dugout, and it's 0-2. Connor Barth had played a lot of shortstop for the Riptide, but he's moved over to second base since the addition of Ryan Castro. He fouls one into the screen, 0-2. But a regular fixture in Brian Evans' Riptide lineup, just on the other side of second base.
And we saw Brock Folds exit the game the other night with an injury. So it's good that you have some more depth with the addition of Castro.
0-2, fouled off himself, but Barth stays alive. Well, it took a little bit of time for Proski to sort of unlock himself as a pitcher. This is 0-2, swung on and missed. Got Barth to chase with that nasty curveball. That's 3 strikeouts for him already this evening. Cooper Klauser coming to the plate. Began college with a ERA over 6 in 10 innings at UC Santa Barbara, but he trusted the process, stayed with the Gauchos, threw 66 innings as a sophomore. ERA got a lot better, under 4. Then this year, a little bit less, only 31 innings, but ERA under 3. Klauser laces one down the left field line, could be extra bases. He's going to think about stretching it to a double. The throw will not be in time. It's Cooper Klauser with a 1-out double going the other way down the left field line. Orange County's got a runner in scoring position here in the bottom of the second.
Huge from Cooper Klauser there. Line drive right into the corner, and the Riptide have their first hit of the ball game. But you mentioned the up-and-down career for Proski. It's a testament to UC Santa Barbara and the coaching staff there for developing their pitchers. It's one of the best in the game to do so.
We definitely believed in the process. First pitch to Marsh, a fastball that he waves through. It's 0-1 count. Does have one more year of collegiate eligibility, but given his participation, the MLB Combine's draft, he's ahead 0-2 of Marsh after another fastball. He was ranked as a top 150 prospect by Baseball America. All signs pointing that he will forgo his senior season. 0-2 on Marsh. He goes looking. Fastball froze him. And for the second time tonight, Proski gets a 3-pitch strikeout. It's his 4th K already. And now there's 2 down. Thomas Cernius to the plate, looking to bring home the Riptide's first run of the evening.
Well, 4 of the 5 outs that Proski has recorded have been via the K. That time just freezes up Tatum Marsh on a pitch low in the zone, and he's been as advertised.
Cernius hitting .326 so far this summer. And he waves through the first pitch fastball. Seen a lot of that so far tonight. Cernius' last action came off the bench on Tuesday night against the Blues, where he went 1 for 2. But his first start of the week. And he takes a fastball. He hates the call, but it's strike 2, according to John DeCesar behind the plate. And Proski again ahead 0-2. 5 straight strikes since the Cooper Klauser double. Looking for a 6th, then back-to-back punchies. Cernius spoils it back foul, though, and he stays alive.
Tough spot for Thomas Cernius. Down 0-2 against a really good pitcher with 2 outs. You got a runner in scoring position. Cernius has 10 runs driven in this year.
Klauser being held on by Newstrom, the shortstop. Cernius pushes the curveball into the screen towards Bradley Boudreau in the on-deck circle. But it just feels like Prosky's had so much control. He's pumping it into the strike zone and daring these Riptide hitters to put the ball in play. And save for Klauser's slap double down the line, nobody's had much success. 0-2. And that misses inside, but it gets a piece of Cernius' bat on the check swing, and so it's still 0-2.
I caught a piece of the knob there from Thomas Cernius.
The right-hander on the mound checks the runner. Pushed foul over the Riptide bullpen. Everything's going the other way so far tonight for Orange County. Nobody's really been able to get out ahead of a pitch. Prosky's velocity giving the Riptide problems.
Yeah, you saw that Cooper Klauser hit go the opposite way as well. Most of these foul balls from Thomas Cernius have gone that way.
Orange County just has not looked comfortable at the plate so far tonight. No 2 misses down. Ball 1.
This is a good at-bat, though, for Thomas Cernius. He's fought, he's fouled off a couple pitches, stayed alive.
A lot of lefties in this Orange County lineup, 6 of them. As Cernius grounds one up the middle, but the shortstop Newstrom on the second base side of the bag makes the play and throws him out. That'll end the inning. It's the Riptide strand Klauser on second base. Still 2-0 Foresters as we go to the third. Top of the third inning is brought to you by FanSaves. Scan that QR code for more information. Well, we've got a little bit of something unusual for tonight. So our director, Taylor Nolan, loves Panda Express. If the Dodgers win, you can get discounted Panda Express. So we've decided we've got the fortune cookie. I've opened the fortune. We'll read that, and that will be the Riptide's fortune for the evening here. You know what? You want to do the honors, you read?
I'm reading it? Okay, let's
Okay.
It says, your sense of humor will get you through difficult times.
Well, I think that's fitting. Riptide going through a little bit of a slide here. They've lost 3 of their last 4. You know who we should give that to? Brandon Weiland.
We should. That's a great idea.
Skippy, his sense of humor, or Jarrett Sable, perhaps. Either one of them.
Player of the game gets the fortune.
I like that, but
Yeah.
I think that if nobody deserves maybe the fortune, I think Brandon Weiland's sense of humor is what's getting me through the dog days of this summer, if you will. We're 3/4 of the way through the summer. I think that's about the point where the MLB calls the dog days of summer. So,
all right, we'll save it. We'll save it. That's for sure. We'll keep it in front of us as we call the game here.
hopefully not too many difficult times ahead for the Riptide. They try and come back from this 2-run lead the Foresters have. Sammy Kova got some help from his defense behind him to turn a 4-6-3 double play. Got out of the second inning without allowing a run. He'll need to put up another 0 here. The dangerous Cole Chamberlain at the dish. Slider misses outside for ball 1, 1-0. Chamberlain had a scorched liner to right that Thomas Cernius slid to make the catch on. Really great play. Cernius tried to fire to second in time to turn 2. It was dropped by Ryan Castro. Would have gotten the Riptide out of the inning. Chamberlain takes a strike. Count evens up at 1-1. Instead, after the missed opportunity, Addison Klepsch on deck was hit by a pitch, and Brady Janasek in the hole drove home 2 runs with a blooped single. Chamberlain looking to set the tone here before Klepsch and Janasek will follow. He waves through the fastball. Cove is ahead 1-2. Cole, the DH, is the last lefty. He's one of 2 lefties in this Santa Barbara lineup. So he's followed by 5 straight righties. Written in by Bill Pintard, manager for the Foresters. 1-2 count. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Chases the slider from Kova. That's 3 strikeouts. Addison Klepsch will come to the plate.
It's the first time this game that the leadoff man has not reached for the Foresters. Good start to the inning from the pitcher, Sammy Kova.
So critical against a team like the Foresters to get that first out. Now Klepsch was plunked by Kova. Pushes one into the screen behind home plate, 0-1. Second baseman at Auburn in 2025. Helped the Tigers go all the way to the Super Regional, so we got an opportunity to play at a very high level of college baseball and see what the College World Series is all about. But a minor contributor on that team, just 10 games played. It's the 0-1, bounces in the dirt, 1-1 count. This is the 3rd of 5 home games in a row to begin the Riptide's week here. They'll travel to the Foresters on Sunday. It's the only road game this week. 1-1 count. Flare towards center. Connor Barth, the second baseman, travels out onto the grass to make the catch. 2 down now. Nobody aboard for Brady Janasek, who's driven home both runs that the Foresters have tonight.
It's a pop-up towards shallow right center, and Connor Barth does a nice job backtracking, makes the catch, and it's 2 down for the Foresters.
First pitch to Janasek from Kova. Swing and a miss, 0-1. Well, the playoff situation in the CCL South is a little bit interesting. The Arroyo Seco Saints are the 4th and final playoff eligible team. They've had a really tough year. They're 8-15, way behind the 13-10 Academy Barons for that final playoff spot. So you feel pretty confident that you know who the playoff teams are going to be. As the 0-1 fastball finds the outer part of the zone, 0-2. Conejo Oaks, Orange County Riptide, Academy Barons. Those are going to be your 3 squads that you feel really good about that they're playing in the postseason. But the differences between being a 1, 2, and a 3 seed are just absolutely massive. Kova's 0-2. Pushed foul into the screen. We saw that firsthand last year, how important that is, Aiden.
It was. The Riptide came up short of getting that number 1 seed in the CCL South. It forces you to play the wild card game, an extra game. And that was a game the Riptide lost in. It really felt like if the Riptide could secure that number 1 spot, they were in good position to make it all the way.
Yeah, going from having to win 1 playoff game at home to get to the championship. It's the 0-2 fastball upstairs, 1-2 count on Janasek. To then you have to win 2 games in 2 days, so you can't use your best pitcher against the number 1 seed because you're going to use them in your first playoff game. You're going to have to go on the road as well, so that makes life difficult. Of course, for the 3 seed, both those games are on the road. It's the 1-2 spoiled back. Still a 1-2 count here. It's Janasek putting up a good battle with Kova for the 2nd straight AB. But with how tight things are between the Oaks, Riptide, and Barons, it's sure to be an exciting 2.5-week sprint to the finish in the CCL. 1-2 again. Outside, kind of evens up at 2-2. Feels very similar to the center fielder's first at-bat, where Kova got ahead 1-2, but after that, it just was really difficult for him to put it away. Janusek, like a pest, just wouldn't die, and eventually flared one to right for a 2 RBI knock. The 2-2 check swing. He went around, strike 3. Kova with his first 1-2-3 inning of the evening. Orange County still chasing this game 2-0 as we go to the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third inning, brought to you by Marucci, the official outfitter of the OC Riptide. Calvin Prosky on the mound for a third inning of work, save for Cooper Klauser's double last inning. He has been spectacular, struck out 4 so far. Bradley Boudreau waves through his first pitch fastball, 0-1 count.
Well, if you're the Riptide, that top of the third was a big positive for you. 1-2-3, Sammy Kova sends them down in order. Now you're looking for the bats to get going.
Boudreau fouls one into the screen towards the hands. He's behind 0-2. Bradley hasn't played in 8 days. Getting the start here tonight. His last action came on the 1st of July against the Philippines, a game where he went 0-2, but scored a run after being hit by a pitch. Takes the fastball high, 1-2 count. Got to be difficult for a guy like Boudreau. Haven't played in a while, feeling a little cold, and then you get a great talent like Prosky in there and shows how hard it is as he freezes Boudreau with his curveball. Goes down looking. Now Reed Montgomery to the plate.
That curveball from Prosky has been really cool to watch all night long. It's definitely given the Riptide a lot of trouble, and that's already the 5th strikeout in the 3rd inning for Prosky.
Well, he's been consistent. He has struck out the 1st and 3rd batter that he has faced every inning so far. It's Boudreau. Montgomery would be due to put a ball in play if the trend continues. He twists one foul over the Orange County bullpen. Sends a couple of guys ducking for cover, but it's 0-1 count.
Yeah, well, we know Montgomery's aggressive. He's going to swing, that's for sure. And when he makes contact, he hits it hard and far.
Issue is finding a way to make contact, as Montgomery has struck out 20 times in 16 games, including twice yesterday in the loss to the Waves. The 1-1 waved through, and it's 1-2. Reed Montgomery's in the transfer portal. Was at Long Beach State most recently. He strikes out on a fastball up at 6 Ks the first time through the lineup for Calvin Prosky. Just carving through the Riptide hitters right now.
Yeah, he's mowing them down one after the other. What a start for him.
Well, he's done it efficiently as well. These at-bats are quick right now. 3-4 pitches. Orange County just can't grab a foothold. Castro pops up the first pitch he sees towards shallow center. Janicek will come in and make the catch on the run. So another inning with 2 punchies and a field out for Calvin Prosky. He's allowed just 1 hit through the first 3 innings, no runs. Orange County trails 2-0 a third of the way through this ball game. The top of the 4th inning brought to you by Richardson, the official headgear provider of the CCL. Sammy Kova is out for a 4th frame of work. He has settled down after allowing 2 runs in the top of the 1st inning. Joshua Woodworth, Zane Becker, Joseph Sandusky, 7, 8, 9 in the lineup for the Foresters. All righties against the lefty Kova due up here. Swing and a miss, strike 1. Kova has set down his last 5. 3 strikeouts in that span. Oh, 1. Fly ball towards center field. Montgomery just jogging over into that right center gap to make the catch. 1 down now. Specker comes to the plate.
Good work from Sammy Kova. Gets out number 1 quickly. Just 2 pitches. And you got Zane Becker up, who Kova walked last time.
Well, given how good Prosky's been on the mound, it almost just feels like Kova's job is to keep putting up zeros and hope that the Riptide can attack whoever comes out of that Foresters bullpen, because it doesn't feel like much is coming off the starter right now. First pitch grounder. Nice play by Boudreau to handle it. The throw is offline. It'll get away from the first baseman Reyes. Stays in play, though, fortunately for the Riptide. Means that Becker will stay put on first. It was a tough, rangy play for Boudreau, who made a nice pick to snag it at all, but his throw on the run offline. Keep an eye on whether Becker is credited with a base hit or an error. He will rule that an error by Bradley Boudreau. Second of the evening already for the Riptide.
You do applaud the effort, though, for Boudreau. Tough play to make. Scoops, spins 360, and just an offline throw to first.
So Reyes holding Becker on first. Sandusky to the plate. He, like Becker, walked his first time up. Takes a first pitch fastball high. 1-0 count. Well, we saw Connor Barth make an error in the second inning, made up for it by helping turn a double play later that frame. See if Boudreau gets that chance here in the fourth. The 1-0, squared a bunt. It's missed, and they have got the runner, Becker, caught in a rundown. Now, jogging him back towards first, throw down to Reyes, and the tag is applied. Nice job by the Riptide defense. Sandusky missed the bunt, and it works out in Orange County's favor. Klauser just ran at the runner, threw down to Castro at shortstop, who ran the runner Becker back towards first. Good throw to Reyes, who applied the tag. Now base is cleared. Joseph Sandusky down in the count, 0-1.
Now, way to erase the base runner there. Nice job all around by the Riptide defense to find that out.
The 0-1 catches the inside corner of the zone. Kova goes from having a runner aboard and just one out to now being one strike away from another 1-2-3 inning. Score that play 2-6-3 on the put out of Becker. Kova's 0-2 offering. Foul over towards the on-deck circle where Rutenbar will corral it. Flip to the Riptide bat boy. It's like Logan's handling business in that Santa Barbara dugout tonight.
Is that Logan?
I think Logan, yeah, because Logan has the white helmet usually.
Okay, that's a good eye then.
Yeah, Logan, if you're a fan of the Orange County Riptide on Instagram, you'll see him quite a bit appear in the TikToks. Definitely a star of the show. The 0-2 bounces in. Now a 1-2 count. I haven't gotten to meet the other bat boy. He's a couple years older than Logan. I think he's a newer addition to the Riptide family. He's working out of the Orange County dugout tonight.
I wish we could shout him out, but he also does a great job. We've seen the hard work.
Oh, both those kids definitely work hard. They get here early before the game to help out during batting practice. They stay up late at night. The 1-2 close to strike three, but instead it's a 2-2 count. But I mean, that's the dream, right? You're hanging around these fun ball players, get to stay up late past your bedtime. There's unlimited bubble gum in the dugout. It's really hard to do much better.
That's got to be the best summer of your life, right? Or up there at least.
Especially if you're 7. There's
true.
When you're 7, there's not much more you can dream of. 2-2 from Kova. He thought he had strike 3. Connor Barth thought he had strike 3. But critically, John DeCesar did not, and it's a full count.
Well, he's battled back. Sandusky has down in the count 0-2, and big pitch coming up for Kova.
Three and 2. Swing and a miss. Kova gets his 5th punchy of the night. Puts up another 1-2-3 frame with the help of the Riptide defense running out Zane Becker on the base paths. Santa Barbara still leads this ball game 2-0 going to the bottom of the 4th. Bottom of the fourth, brought to you by Fairmont Schools in San Juan Capistrano. Heart of the order for the Riptide, Sable Reyes Barth, 2-3-4, two lefties and a righty. Sable fouls the first pitch back from Prosky, who has just been phenomenal tonight. 3 innings, just the 1 hit allowed. Second time through the lineup, though, for the Riptide. They'll be hoping for different fortunes. As the nasty curveball puts Sable behind 0-2.
Nasty is the right word. What did you say, 15 inches of break?
That is what they say online. Sable takes one down, 1-2. That's a lot. It's a lot of break. Got to be difficult for any hitter, but especially one like Sable, who's seen plenty of off-speed pitches, but none that move quite like that. He chops one weakly, but it'll twist foul down the first baseline. Well handled by Logan once again. He's hot tonight.
And a good throw.
He's rolling. I will say, I have seen our broadcaster, Avi Singh, throw some baseballs in batting practice that are worse than that one that Logan just dropped in.
Don't do him like that.
Oh, he won't find out about this. You won't
I won't snitch. That's all right.
Sable taps one foul back towards home plate. I mean, I have to live with him, so he can't, you know. No, I mean, we're all. I wouldn't say really any of us are athletes at the highest level.
There's a reason why we're calling the game.
Yeah. There is a reason why we are calling the game. I agree with that. The 1-2, Sable weighs through at 7 strikeouts. Each of the 4 leadoff men have been punched out by Prosky. He has the ball on a string right now.
Well, the last time these two teams met up, the Riptide struck out 14 times, a season high, and now they're halfway there with 7 in the fourth.
Alonso Reyes takes the ball down, 1-0. Well, for some optimism, I remember last year the Riptide had Trey Seeley, who ended up getting drafted in the later rounds of the MLB draft. So Reyes grounds one that explodes on Woodworth. He'll run to first himself and retire Reyes. So 2 down, Connor Barth to the plate. Orange County was playing up at the start of July in Conejo, and sort of a similar thing to Prosky, where you had a pretty good idea that Tracy Lee was going to get drafted, and this was sort of his final couple opportunities to improve his draft stock, get himself ready. He absolutely carved. He had 4 perfect innings to begin the game. Riptide were leading. He left, and the bullpen just collapsed. Oaks rallied back to win. Riptide will be hoping for the same thing tonight if their fortunes don't improve against Prosky. First pitch to Barth, misses inside, 1-0.
Well, I tell you what, it's been impressive, the pitches, that's for sure, for Prosky, but he's also kept the pitch count low.
He's behind 2-0 here of Barth.
Season high for him is 5 innings, but that's a good point you bring up. The Riptide are desperately looking to find the next arm for the Foresters.
Barth chops one towards the Riptide dugout, but it caroms off the netting onto the field. Brandon Weiland, who we mentioned earlier in the broadcast when we opened our fortune cookie, out to help retrieve that baseball with the help of Dayton Thompson.
Did you hear the big news for Brandon Weiland?
That he's going to be starting soon?
Well, that too, but let's take a look at this pitch first.
Okay, now I'm waiting. 2-1, curveball for a strike, 2-2. What do you have for us, Aiden?
All right, so Saturday will be the homecoming game.
Mm-hmm.
Brandon Weiland is slated to pitch, but before he pitches, he's busy singing the national anthem before the game.
Wow. Now that I'm excited for. 2-2, misses inside. Becker thought he had strike 3, shuffled towards the dugout, but he'll have to come back. Well, now it makes sense because today during batting practice, he was singing a little national anthem. I thought he was just having some fun and whimsy out there, but he was warming up the pipes and the vocal cords. Payoff pitch. Fly ball towards shallow center field. Janicek started out, but he recovers, comes in to make the catch. Another 1-2-3 frame from Prosky. Foresters lead it 2-0 through 4. Top of the fifth, brought to you by Rome Brewing. Alex Umland on the mound against the top of the Santa Barbara lineup, Rutenbar, Ippolito, Newstrom. Both these teams have quieted down offensively after the first inning. The Foresters scored 2 runs. Umland's first pitch fastball misses outside 1-0. It's the first time either team's gone to the bullpen tonight. Check swing, strike at the knees, 1-1. So far this summer, Umland has thrown 6 innings in 4 games, a 1.5 ERA. One of the newer additions to the Orange County pitching staff. As that's slapped foul over towards the Orange County dugout. 1-2 count.
Well, fifth appearance, does a nice job of, so far, not giving up the walks. No walks dealt this season to 3 Ks.
1-2. Tapped foul down the first baseline. Yeah, the punch-out numbers haven't exactly been there, but if you're limited in the free passes, then it's not as much of an issue if you have trouble striking guys out.
He's been efficient, gets some weak contact, and that's the reason why he's one of the better arms out of the bullpen.
Bounces in the dirt. 2-2 count. Definitely has been a reliable option for Brian Evans to call on. Umland familiar with the CCL. Was a champion last year with the Conejo Oaks. That one's hit sharply towards shortstop. Castro on one hop, long throw to first. Reyes can't scoop it. And another missed opportunity for Orange County will be the 3rd error of the evening. Still in the first half of this game as Rutenbar reaches.
It's just another miscue for the Riptide tonight. They're 3rd, and they were able to get lucky in the 4th, and that error didn't bite them, but that's a big one to start the inning here for Alex Umland. See how he adjusts.
Now first pitch to Kurt Ippolito. Fastball right at the outside black. 0-1. Ippolito's 0 for 2 today. He struck out last time up after flying to left in the first. Both those came against the starter Kova. Really nice breaking pitch for Umland. Puts him ahead 0-2.
Ippolito and Chamberlain, the only 2 guys in the lineup, or rather Woodworth as well, that haven't reached tonight for the Foresters.
There's been plenty of action on the base pass for Santa Barbara, but just the 2 runs. 0-2. Klauser thought about trying to back pick Rutenbar, but he just puts the baseball in his pocket and throws back to Umland on the mound. One and 2. Grounder towards Boudreau. He'll go to second for 1. On to first, not in time. Ippolito runs well. He was beating it down the line. He was able to stay out of the double play. But Boudreau's throw to Barth gets the lead runner. And so 1 down. Chris Newstrom on to bat here with Ippolito on first.
I'll take that if you're the Riptide. Get the lead runner out in Rutenbar and Ippolito on first with the fielder's choice. But big thing is you get that first out on the board.
Now Chris Newstrom. Grounded into a double play last time up. That one bounces in. It'll go to the backstop. Klauser had no chance to block it. The slider slid way too far for Umland. And now Ippolito into scoring position.
That was a rocket. Fast Klauser, yeah, nothing he could have done about that. And a nice job to recognize on the base paths and an easy path to second base for Ippolito.
Newstrom driven in 13 this summer. Potentially his 14th. Moving ever closer from second base. The 1-0 on the outside of the dish. 1-1. Before his double play, Newstrom singled in the first inning and scored the second of the 2 Foresters runs. They have 3 hits. They all came in that first frame. The 1-1. Down the line, it will be fair. And extra bases for Chris Newstrom. Ippolito will score easily as the two of them trade places. Santa Barbara makes it 3-0 on Newstrom's liner down the right field line.
Just puts it out of the reach of the right fielder, Thomas Cernius, trickles into the corner, and the speed of Ippolito around from second base extends the lead for the Foresters here in the 5th inning.
Not what you want if you're the Riptide. Bats have been so quiet tonight, just one hit all evening. Now the deficit grows even larger. Cole Chamberlain, who's 0 for 2 tonight, to the plate. He swings through the first pitch from Umland, 0-1. The 0-1 skips in the dirt. Clouser's able to handle this one, though. So count evens up 1-1. Newstrom stays put on second after his RBI double just a couple moments ago.
Well, Chamberlain is a hot bat for the Foresters, but he's been kept quiet tonight, 0 for 2.
Chamberlain chops one foul. That's the first base coach, Joey Holguin. And Chamberlain's behind 1-2. The DH will be at his 3rd school in as many years when the fall semester begins. He was at Texas as a freshman before moving to Coastal Carolina as a sophomore, but hit the portal both years and has not decided yet where he'll be playing his baseball next. Knows he'll be with the Foresters till the end of July. Umland's 1-2. Swing and a foul tip into Clouser's mitt for strike 3. Umland's first strikeout of the evening. It's the Riptide 6th and the second out here of the 5th. Newstrom still on second as Umland tries to limit the damage to just the 1 run.
Well, it's a really good bounce back here for Alex Umland after that RBI double from Newstrom to allow the run to come across to get the K and get 2 outs.
Now Addison Klepsch was hit by a pitch in the first. Clouser blocked that one well. Shows that Newstrom can advance. Klepsch also popped out to second base in the 3rd inning. Fastball tails away on the arm side for Umland. He's behind 2-0. Three and 0 now as Umland having some trouble finding the strike zone here against Klepsch, who has 8 walks against 8 strikeouts so far this summer. Do have first base open if you're Alex Umland. Three and 0 count. Ball 4 down and in. Klepsch will reach on a 4-pitch walk. And Brady Janicek, who's already brought home 2 tonight, up in another big spot here in the top of the 5th.
I was just going to say, Brady Janicek was up in a similar situation back in the 1st inning, and he delivered for the Foresters. And a chance for him to come through here. That big RBI double were the first runs of the ball game before this inning for the Foresters.
And the bases loaded with 2 outs during his first at-bat. Came through, struck out to in the 3rd inning. He continues that here as he waves at a slider down and away. 0-1 count. looking to produce with runners on once again. 0-1. Ground ball. It'll be a tough play for Barth, who has to run a long way, and his throw is wild, gets away, and it'll actually get caught up under Bill Pintard, the manager's seat. But the throwing error from Connor Barth will make it 4-0 Santa Barbara.
Just another tough break for Orange County. It was going to be a tough play regardless, but it's another miscue that bites the Riptide and allows the run to come across. Now 4-0, Orange County down.
So frustrating. Could have gotten out of the inning. Umland's shaking his head. It's the second error of the frame. Rutenbar reached on an error before being erased on a fielder's choice. But Ippolito, who reached on that fielder's choice, came around to score. And now here, Barth could have ended the inning. Instead, Foresters strike again. They double their lead to 4 in the frame. And things are going from bad to worse here for the Riptide tonight.
And just a tough break also for Alex Umland, who has been pretty decent for the Riptide. His defense behind him has had some miscues. Now to having to work a little extra.
Klauser's got the runner caught, but he feigns a throw and ultimately content to let Janasek take second on a strange stolen base. Didn't want to risk Klepsch coming home. But the cost of that is now there's 2 in scoring position for Joshua Woodworth.
And already 2 errors in this inning for the Riptide. Cooper Klauser didn't want to make it 3. Now a good spot and a good opportunity for Woodworth, who already has 1 home run and 12 RBI.
1-0 count now on Woodworth as Umland misses down and away. Against a team of Santa Barbara's quality, you pretty much have to play perfect baseball if you're the Riptide. They did that in their first meeting as they squeaked out a 2-1 win. 4 errors in the first 5 innings tonight. They have not done that this evening. Chopper to shortstop, long throw for Castro on 2 hops. It is snagged by Reyes to put an end to the inning. But the Foresters take advantage of a couple of Riptide errors to add 2 more to their lead. It's 4-0. Aiden Pham will take you the rest of the way tonight on Play-by-Play when we come back.
This half inning is brought to you by Sign Design. Bottom of the 5th, the Riptide down 4-0 against the Santa Barbara Foresters. Aiden Pham alongside Sam Evans with you. Cooper Klauser, the lefty, leads off the inning. He takes ball 1 low. From Calvin Prosky, who has been stellar on the mound all night long. 7 Ks, 5th inning of work for him. 1-0 lifted third base side. Sandusky gives chase. camps under it and makes the catch in foul territory. Nice defensive play for the Foresters to record out number 1.
This Riptide scorebook at the moment is a little bit too organized for my liking. A lot of 1, 2, 3 innings. Cooper Klauser's double, or he's just retired. Still the only base runner that Orange County has managed against Prosky so far tonight.
Yeah, just one hit for the Riptide. Here's Tatum Marsh, the righty. Kick and deal from Prosky. Fouled back, and it rolls towards the backstop. The count is 0-1. Marsh 0 for 1 today as well. He struck out looking in the second. Prosky's season high is 5 innings pitched. His season high in strikeouts is 8. 0-1. Missed away. It's a 1-1 count, so one more strikeout tonight for Prosky would tie his season high with the Foresters. He's struck out at least one batter in every inning of work so far. His 1-1 here. Curveball drops in 1-2.
He's just done a great job of getting ahead of hitters all night long, putting them in uncomfortable positions, and it's been ugly so far tonight.
1-2. Went around. Tatum Marsh strikes out, and there's the 8th punch out of the night for Calvin Prosky, and out number 2 of this 5th inning.
Yeah, this is the most uncomfortable and unconfident that we've seen the Riptide hitters look all season long. They struck out 14 times in that 2-1 win up at Santa Barbara earlier this year. That's the most they've punched out in a game this season, but they're well on their way to chasing that down tonight.
Lefty Thomas Cernius takes a strike on the outside corner. Cernius grounded out to short when he was last up in the second.
Cernius had some words for John DeCesar to that pitch.
0-1. Hack and a miss. 0-2. That's a theme all night long for Prosky, getting ahead in the count and just being efficient all day long. UC Santa Barbara pitcher has been impressive. 0-2. And Cernius goes down chasing. Another 1-2-3 inning for Calvin Prosky. It's the 9th strikeout for the right-handed pitcher. We're headed towards the 6th inning. Santa Barbara 4, Orange County nothing. Welcome back to Great Park, top of the 6th inning. This half inning is brought to you by the Russell Legal Group. Zane Becker, Joseph Sandusky, and Carter Rutenbar, 8, 9, and 1 due up. Alex Sumlin, 2nd inning of work. Pitch missed inside. It's a 1-0 count against Becker. who's been on twice today. He was walked in the second and reached via an error by the third baseman in the fourth. 1-0. Clips the zone. It's a 1-1 count against the catcher today. Well, Santa Barbara has 4 hits tonight. Riptide have committed 4 errors, and that's good for 4 runs. Inside 2-1 pitch.
Well, Orange County has 4 times as many errors as they do base hits tonight. That's not a recipe for success at any level.
2-1, fly ball to center field. Reed Montgomery drifts back, squeezes the glove chest high, and that's out number 1 of the top of the 6th.
First time the Riptide have retired the All-Star Becker tonight. He scorches a liner, but Montgomery played it perfectly, makes the catch.
Well, 3 of the 5 leadoff men before Becker tonight have reached. Nice job to record out number 1. Here's the righty Sandusky, who takes a pitch low. A ball and no strikes against the third baseman, who was walked in the second. Riptide pitching staff tonight has walked 3 so far, but you're right, Sam, it's the errors that have been huge. Orange County had 2 of them last inning. Line drive to right field, working over Thomas Cernius. It drops in front of him for a base hit. 5th hit of the ball game for the Foresters. It's the first for Sandusky.
Yeah, it's just, tough one there for Umland to make a good pitch. Sandusky fights it off, goes the other way with it, and reaches base.
Brings up Carter Rutenbar, leadoff man for the Foresters tonight, and the lefty. Righty on lefty. Pitch inside as Rutenbar scoots back. It's a 1-0 count against the Arkansas guy. He's extended his hit streak to 8 games with that single in the first. He's been on all 3 times he's been up tonight as he takes the 1-0 low and away, a 2-0 count.
A beneficiary of 2 separate errors, one by each middle infielder, Castro and Barth.
Well, you brought this up last inning, but the Waves are a really good example last night. Really good, clean baseball, well-coached baseball, and that's why they were able to pull off the upset against a team in the Riptide that were on paper better than them as the pitch was in the zone for a 2-1 count.
Yeah, I think that it's the little things you talk about. The idea, it isn't necessarily that a team is better than you at baseball. They are better at doing the little things right every single time. Orange County is trying to punch above their weight. That's an unfamiliar feeling for the Riptide. They're used to playing teams that they feel like they can beat as long as they play a good, clean game. And I think Orange County tonight maybe felt like they had to do more than just play a clean game. They had to play a great game. And by trying to do that, they've fallen short instead.
3-1, slow roller on the right side. Castro steps on the second base bag, fires to first, and gets the double play. An inning-ending double play for the Riptide, an abbreviated 1-2-3 inning for Alex Umland. We're headed towards the bottom of the 6th. Orange County down by 4 runs. Bottom of the 6th inning, Santa Barbara 4, Orange County nothing. It's a new pitcher in the ball game for the Foresters. The new pitcher is number 15, Nick Salmon, the right-handed pitcher. Defensive change in the infield for Santa Barbara. Wylan Nelson takes over at first base. Bradley Boudreau, the lefty, leads off the 6th inning for Orange County, who's been held to just 1 hit so far tonight. There's a new pitcher in the game, though. See if Orange County can do a better job. First pitch from Salmon missed outside. Final line on the starting pitcher, Calvin Prosky. 5 innings pitched, 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and he struck out a season-high 9 batters. Lights out work from him. 1-0 from Salmon. Swing and a miss from Bradley Boudreau. Second appearance of the summer for Salmon at a Golden West College, and he's committed to Oregon State. Brother of former Riptide Jack Salmon, who spent time with Orange County last summer.
Jack Salmon, a wonderful dude, a great presence, had a huge smile on his face. It was like it was glued on him.
1-1, big swing and a miss. 1-2 against Boudreau. Well, Nick Salmon's a two-way guy. He's played 17 games as a hitter for the Foresters, but here he's making his second appearance on the mound. A 9 ERA in 1 inning of work. He's also walked 1 batter. Searches for out number 1. Do it against Bradley Boudreau, he hopes. Here's the 1-2. Missed low. Count is evened up at 2-2. Well, Jack Salmon suffered Tommy John surgery. It's an interesting story about how he became a two-way guy, because while he was dealing with Tommy John at Golden West, he rehabbed by hitting for fun. So the Golden West coaching staff let him hit for fun. So at first they put him in at first base DH so that he could hit. He ended up being a really good hitter, and that's how he became a two-way guy, as the 2-2 was fouled back.
That's got to be funny for Nick Salmon to have that transition happen in that way. And now he's primarily been a hitter this summer, so it's really an interesting career path for him. So, brother Jack had a rough summer with the Riptide, but exploded with UNLV this season, had a huge year, so it was great to see Jack get rolling.
2-2 count against Boudreau, no outs, bottom of the 6th. Here's the pitch from Salmon. It's called strike 3. Freezes up Boudreau. It's the first punch out of the night for Nick Salmon. First strikeout of the season as well for him.
New pitcher, same problem for the Riptide. There have been 16 outs made by Orange County. 10 of them have been strikeouts. It's just so difficult to live like that. You're basically giving away 2 outs where there's no chance for anything to happen positively for you.
Here's the lefty Montgomery, who's one of 10 now. It's now 10 strikeout victims to the Foresters. Righty deals. Sky-high pop-up towards shallow center field. The shortstop, Newstrom, makes the catch to retire Montgomery for out number 2.
It's admittedly strange that we haven't seen an inning where the Riptide have been set down all via the strikeout. It's basically been 2 every single inning of this game, except for the 4th. Only 1 so far here in the 6th, but still an out to get.
Ryan Castro 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout tonight. Righty's up. Good start for Nick Salmon on the mound. Here's his first pitch. Got the inside edge for strike number 1. Well, we mentioned the two-way guy in Nick Salmon. He hit .318 this year. He's hitting .279 with the Foresters, so it's funny how things work out in the end. 0-1. Missed low and outside. Banged off the backstop, but nobody was on. Count is 1-1. 11 home runs at Golden West this year. 47 runs driven in. Just had a monster year, and that's why he's going to Oregon State, one of the best baseball programs in the country. Winds and fires. Castro fanned right through it. Count is 1-2.
Began college with the Gauchos at UC Santa Barbara. drop down to Golden West, the lower level, but back up to the D1 level with the Beavers. So it's a nice transition for Salmon, who have 3 years of eligibility left.
1-2, he yanked down and outside 2-2. It's a similar path to what his brother Jack took. He went to Golden West after some time at the D1 level, was able to go to Hawaii for a year and finished his collegiate career at UNLV.
Hawaii is not a bad place to play some baseball.
No, it really isn't. Maybe the travel, but it's still fun.
You live in Hawaii.
That's true. Here's the 2-2. Swing and a miss from Ryan Castro. Nick Salmon strikes out 2 in his first inning of work. He sends Orange County down in order. 7th inning coming up, 4-0 Santa Barbara against the Riptide. Welcome back. 4-0 the lead for the Foresters. A chance to stretch it out. Kurt Ippolito, the right-handed hitter, leads the inning off against the righty Alex Umlin. First pitch from him drops in for strike 1. Ippolito tonight has been struck out once. He reached once as well via fielder's choice, and he's also scored a run. 0-1. Swing and a miss low in the zone, 0-2. Ippolito out of Central Christian, currently in the transfer portal, has had a really good summer, 379 batting average. 0-2 from Umlin. Swings at a pitch low in the zone. Ball was dropped by Klauser. He lost it for a moment, but picked it up and fired a dart to first base to get the out of Ippolito.
Way to hang with him, Cooper Klauser. That ball lost all of its momentum, ended up dead under his feet. Klauser was spinning like a top trying to find it. Had Umlin shout to him that it was below him, and he picked it up and fired a seed to first to get Ippolito by a half step. Nice job there to not panic under immense duress.
Brings up Chris Newstrom, the shortstop. 2 hits today for him, 2 runs scored. Umlin missed the zone low, 1-0. Newstrom plays his college ball at Tennessee. I mentioned he has 2 hits. Now that's 4 straight games with at least 2 hits for Newstrom. The 1-0. He swings and misses, 1-1.
We talked about Brandon Weiland singing the national anthem later this week. Alex Umlin was in his elementary school choir, so maybe either Umlin can, do it later in the year. They can do a duet or something. Well, have to keep an eye on it.
1-1, low and outside. Direct swing to first, didn't go around. Count is 2-1. Well, how often do you see a pitcher sing the national anthem and then pitch in that game?
I don't think I've ever seen that.
Saturday will be a first for you then. And me as well.
I'm looking forward to it.
The 2-1 poked right up the middle for a base hit. It's a 3-hit game for Chris Newstrom, who's aboard first with 1 out here in the 7th.
And Newstrom pretty much outplaying the Riptide all by himself tonight. And scored twice, driven in a run as well, and we talked about the 3 base hits, including a double. It's been rough. We have a pinch hitter here as Caleb Hoover coming to the plate in place of Cole Chamberlain, the DH.
So the lefty Hoover hits in place of Chamberlain, who was 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Chops the first pitch from Alex Sumlin, back foul. 0-1. Runner on first, Chris Newstrom after his single. Caleb Hoover is hitting .438 this year, now playing in his 18th game. Another one of those two-way guys for the Foresters. Newstrom takes off, pitch called a ball, throw down a second, and they got him. Excellent job by Cooper Klauser and Castro on the other end. And Newstrom is out. That's 2 away in the 7th.
Perfect throw from Klauser. It basically tailed 3 feet on the right side of the second base bag. Castro grabbed it and just slapped his glove down onto the back half of Newstrom and nabs him, gets the second out.
1-1 missed the zone. It's a 2-1 count. Hoover lines it into the glove of a leaping Connor Barth at second base. Flashing the letter, Connor Barth does. And the Riptide give up no runs on 1 hit and no errors and none left on. Bottom of the 7th, Orange County trying to find the bats. It's 4-0 Foresters when we come back. The Riptide trail 4-0 against the #1 team in the CCL South. It's an uphill battle, but the Riptide just 1 hit on the board, look to get the bats going. Lefty Jarrett Sable takes strike number 1 from the new pitcher for the Foresters. It's the righty Grady Westfall out of Texas. 1-0 from him. Chopped foul on the right side. Count is 1-1, while Westfall is playing in his 8th game with the Foresters, an ERA of 5 through 9 innings pitched. Pitch missed up and outside.
Well, Westfall had quite the high school career at Blue Valley. He threw 2 no-hitters as a senior. He also had a 16 strikeout game.
1-2 flared in the air towards second base. Coming in, Klepsch makes the catch. That's out number 1, and Jarrett Sabo now 0 for 3 on the day.
Orange County still just 1 hit. Cooper Klauser's double in the 2nd inning. Not just the only hit, the only base runner the Foresters have allowed. It has been impressive. Santa Barbara came here and 2 hit the Riptide in a 4-0 shutout win last year, the 2nd game of the summer. So far tonight, they are improving on that.
Alonzo Reyes, the lefty, takes a pitch inside, 1-0. Pitch from Westfall, caught a piece of the leg of Alonzo Reyes. Was that what was that you were saying about no base runners for the Riptide?
Spoken into existence, the broadcaster jinx, if you will.
It's a hit by pitch, but Orange County will take it. Somebody is on, and that's Alonzo Reyes for Connor Barth, the righty, who's coming up.
Shout out to Connor Barth, who has changed his walk-up song to Keep Their Heads Ringing by Dr. Dre. Jake Cronenworth in the major leagues walks out to that song, and it's one of the most beautiful pieces of rap written by the Doctor.
That's why you're smiling every time Connor Barth comes up. Strike 1 from Westfall, 0-1. Connor Barth 0 for 2 tonight, a strikeout and a flyout.
Well, I'll definitely have to give him some credit when we go down there for batting practice tomorrow. I'll let Connor know that I'm appreciating the new switch up on the walk-up song.
0-1, fly ball center field, working towards his left. Janusek makes an over-the-head catch, and that's 2 away in the 7th.
Well, Cooper Klauser to the plate, only man with a base hit today for the Riptide. Love if you could get another one. Send Reyes off to the races and maybe scratch one across the board here.
Alonzo Reyes was hit by a pitch. He's on first for the lefty Cooper Klauser. And the catcher. Righty Westfall ready. Missed away. A ball and no strikes. The hit from Cooper Klauser, that was a double in the 2nd. Orange County looking for a rally late in this game. Down 4-0. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. Pitch low and inside. Got by the catcher. Becker bounces off the backstop. And Reyes takes second.
Only the 2nd time tonight after that Klauser double. The Riptide have had a runner in scoring position as Reyes moves up 90 feet. Good count here for Klauser. This is the best chance Orange County's had to score all day.
See if they can capitalize. 2 outs, 2-0 count. Runner on second is Reyes. Pitch home. Down and inside once again. 3 straight balls to Cooper Klauser and a 3-0 count. Well, Grady Westfall didn't play this past season at Texas. He redshirted there. Last played against the Barons, where he gave up 2 runs in 2 innings. It is 3-0. Darts in, strike number 1. 3-1 count against Klauser, who's hitting .354 with 12 RBI. (3-1). Too high, bounces to second base. A leaping grab from Klepsch, and he's got no play. Tough work for Klepsch. He just eats it, and there's runners on the corners for the Riptide. And Cooper Klauser has the only hits of the ball game for the Riptide. That's now 2 hits for him.
Nice job there for Klauser, just beating it to the ground and able to race to first. But That's an example of smart baseball from Klepsch. Recognizes he's not going to have a play at first, doesn't try to be a hero, just keeps the baseball. He trusts Westfall to go get Tatum Marsh, who struck out both times he's come to the plate today.
Righty Marsh takes a strike down the middle, 0-1. Yeah, he struck out looking in the second. He struck out swinging in the fifth. Calvin Prosky, the starter, struck out 9 through 5 innings. The 0-1 is in the zone. It's an 0-2 count, and Westfall looks for that put-away pitch. Runners on the corners. Klauser on first, Reyes on third for the Riptide, down 4-0, bottom of the 7th. 2 away, the 0-2. Fly ball, center field, it's deep. Janusek on his horse, it bounces off the wall. Reyes scores from third. Cooper Klauser gets the send. He's in as well. Throw to third, gets by, and the stop sign put on for Tatum Marsh. It's a 2 RBI triple, and the Riptide are right back in this ball game. It's 4-2 here in the 7th.
There's some energy in the ballpark after all. Tatum Marsh laces one down, 0-2 in the count to center. Halves the deficit for the Riptide. And they have more hits in the last 2 minutes than they did in the first 2 hours of this ball game.
Orange County entered this 7th inning, held to just 1 hit. They've cut the lead to 2, and here's the lefty Thomas Cernius. Pops up the first pitch to third base. Sandusky stares as it drops into the Riptide bullpen on the left side. 0-1. Thomas Cernius starts in right field for the Riptide. Orange County is 10-0 when he starts for them this year. He's got a runner on third in Tatum Marsh, who just came up clutch for Orange County. 4-2 ball game, the 0-1. Flared foul on the left side once again, 0-2. Tonight, Thomas Cernius has grounded out to short and struck out swinging. That was in the 5th. Righty on lefty. Here's the pitch. Golfs it right to the right of the mound, but it's a foul ball, so we'll redo 0-2.
Well, it was an 0-2 count that Marsh brought home a couple runs. He's now brought home 8 over his last 5 games. Cernius would love to come up with another big hit here. Cut the Foresters' lead down to just 1. Would really inject some life into this game. The Riptide have felt pulseless in.
4-2 the lead for the Foresters. We're in the bottom of the 7th. The 0-2. Sent into the screening behind home plate. Count remains 0-2. Thomas Cernius is on a 4-game hit streak. He's hitting .326 with 10 RBI. Tatum Marsh on third for him after his 2 RBI triple. That scored Reyes and Klauser, the first runs of the ball game for Orange County. 0-2. Missed away. A ball and 2 strikes.
Nice take there from Cernius. Close pitch, but he knew the zone.
Westfall ready. Pitch. Fly ball to center field. Janusek gets under it and makes the catch. Orange County, though, finds 2 hits here in the 7th inning. 2 runs, and we're headed towards the top of the 8th inning. Foresters 4, Riptide 2. Austin Plasinski's in the ball game for the Riptide, top of 8. Orange County down 4-2 against the Foresters. First pitch swung on by Klepsch, grounded to second base. Barth has it. Offline throw to first, but Reyes applies the tag for out number 1.
It's been a tough night throwing the baseball for Connor Barth. He's had a couple of errors already and a yanked throw there, but fortunate that it led Reyes into the path of Klepsch and he was able to make the tag.
Brings up Brady Janusek, the center fielder. Pitch from Plasinski. Down and away for ball number 1. Janusek tonight had a big 2 RBI single in the first. He reached via an error by Barth in the 5th. Also has a stolen base. Here's the 1-0 from Plasinski. It's in the zone, 1-1. Well, Plasinski is committed to Cal Baptist. He's making his second appearance of the summer for the Riptide. Is 1-1. Janusek chases a pitch low and away, and the count is 1-2. That first appearance of the summer for Plasinski was against the Philippines 8 days ago. Righty gets set, kicks and deals. Blown away once again. Janusek doesn't bite, and the count is even at 2-2. Plasinski had to work out of some trouble in that appearance against the Philippines. 1 inning pitch, but he gave up a hit and 2 walks. As a 2-2 miss down and outside, count is full. So the bases were loaded, and Plasinski struck out 2 and found a way to get out of that inning without giving up a run.
That was that strange double play ball potentially where it hit a runner.
3-2, slow roller up the middle. Castro bobbled, and it gets away from him. That's another miscue tonight for the Riptide. It allows Janusek to reach via an error for the second time tonight, and the Riptide just can't catch a break.
Orange County just shooting themselves in the foot right now. I mean, they've given away a lot of free outs. Looks like that one's potentially going to get ruled a base hit, but it was going to be a tough play for Castro. It's not about the play itself. It's sort of the accumulation of the missed opportunities that you've had this evening.
7th hit of the ball game. Janusek takes off, pitch low. Throw from Klauser way to the right of the bag, and an easy stolen base for Janusek. His second steal of the game. Batter is Wylan Nelson, who came in place of Joshua Woodworth a couple innings ago. And there's Klauser out for a word with his pitcher, Plasinski. First at bat of the game for Wylan Nelson. Came in to play first base. He's got a 1-0 count with 1 out. Janusek in scoring position for him on second. .237 batting average, 1-0. Taps it back foul, 1-1. 13th game of the year for Nelson. Mentioned that .237 batting average. He's driven in 4 runs. Out of Santa Barbara Community College, so a JUCO guy. Lays the bat on his left shoulder, the 1-1. Good take, just missed the zone, 2-1. Nelson last played against the Coastal Dodgers on Sunday. He was 1 for 4 with a walk in that game.
Coastal Dodgers, a non-league opponent that the Foresters take on, but won't count for the CCL statistics.
Plasinski steps off. Klauser trots out for some more words with Plasinski. Brady Janusek reached via a single. He stole a base. He's on second in scoring position. Foresters 2 for 10 tonight with runners in scoring position. We're in the top of the 8th inning. It's 4-2 the lead for the Foresters against the Riptide. Orange County has lost 3 of their last 4. The Foresters got a win against MLB Academy on Tuesday. Lefty on righty, Plasinski steps off.
Austin very concerned about Janusek, who's got great speed, already stolen a couple of bags tonight. He really wants to get to third with less than 2 outs, try and be an insurance run for the Foresters.
2-1 is low and away. A 3-1 count against Wyland Nelson. Was a two-way guy at Santa Barbara Community College this season. Was the freshman of the year and pitcher of the year of the WSCN. Swings at the 3-1, fouls it off on the left side. Count is full. He took over for Woodworth, who was 0 for 3 with a strikeout tonight. So far today, it's been 7 hits for 4 runs. Riptide have definitely aided that with their 4 errors.
Not to mention the missed opportunity on the double play that allowed the Foresters to score 2 runs in the top of the first. They would not have otherwise scored.
Excuse me, swinging. He sends it foul on the left side once again. Redo 3-2. Yeah, it's just the little things that have added up, like we've talked about all night long for the Riptide. You're already playing a good team in the Foresters. You can't afford to shoot yourself in the foot, and you got to take advantage of the opportunities when they come to you.
You basically given the Foresters 30 outs, 33 outs in this game. They are too good of a team to give that opportunity.
A look on second for Plasinski. Pitch home, off speed, throws him up. Good pitch from Plasinski to strike out Nelson. That's the second out of this 8th inning.
Oh, that was nasty from Austin Plasinski. 3-2. You're thinking fastball if you're Wyland Nelson. And he says, "No, I'm going to go with the off speed," and just froze him. Great pitch.
Up comes Zane Becker, the catcher. He's been the beneficiary of one of the Riptide errors tonight. And he takes strike 1 low in the zone, 0-1. Reached via an error by the third baseman in the 4th, and he was walked in the 2nd inning. Two outs, 0-1 count. Pitch from Plasinski. Janusek takes off. Pitch was low, and Janusek cruises in a 3rd.
Yeah, picked a good pitch to run on there. Front door closed with the righty Becker at the plate. But if you're Plasinski, 2 outs, just flush that out of your mind. Go after Becker right here.
Up to 12 steals on the year for Janusek. Pitch was fouled back by Becker, and the count is 1-2. Well, Becker has 2 home runs this season. One of them came on Tuesday against the Barons. It was a solo shot to left center to, at the time, give the Foresters a 7-6 lead against the Barons. Working with 2 outs and a 1-2 count. Janusek's 90 feet from home. Foresters lead by 2 runs. Top of the 8th. Offering was low and away. Nice grab from Klauser, the catcher. 2-2. Riptide will be back at home tomorrow. The Foresters are going to host Conejo in Santa Barbara tomorrow as well. 2-2, slapped foul on the right side. This is the first of 2 meetings between these 2 teams this week. The Riptide will be up in Santa Barbara on Sunday. Orange County will face the San Diego Bombers tomorrow night. They have the Barons on Saturday before that final road trip to end the week against the Foresters. 2-2. Swing and a miss. Nice strikeout from Plasinski. No runs on 1 hit and 1 left on for the Riptide. Bottom of 8. Orange County has Boudreaux, Montgomery, and Castro coming up, down by 2 runs when we come back. Four to two, the lead for the Foresters against the Riptide, bottom of the 8th inning. The right-handed pitcher, Will Jordan, enters the ball game for the Foresters at a Texas Tech. He's set to face Boudreaux, Montgomery, and Castro, 8-9-1. The Riptide were able to find 2 runs in the bottom of the 7th. Looking to build on some momentum. First pitch from Jordan was way outside. It's a 1-0 count. Jordan last pitched on Tuesday against the Barons. He went an inning, gave up 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 2 walks, and struck out 2. One-0 to the lefty. Outside, 2 balls, no strikes.
Take you around the CCL. The Caneo Oaks beat the Slow Blues 12-6. Sonoma Stompers up in the Northern Division took down the Alameda Merchants 14-10. Arroyo Seco squeaked one out against the very talented Walnut Creek Crawdads 8-5. Menlo Park and San Francisco are in an extra innings battle right now in the top of the 10th up at San Bruno Park. The Legends lead the Seagulls 6-5. And of course, in the 5th and final game of the night in the CCL, the Foresters leading here against the Riptide 4-2 in the bottom of the 8th inning.
3-0 count against Boudreaux, no outs, bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch from Jordan. Right down Broadway for strike 1. 3-1 count. The leadoff guy has not reached in every inning so far tonight for the Riptide. Bradley Boudreaux, who's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts, looks to change that. Hitters count 3-1. Down and in. That's ball 4. And a leadoff walk for Boudreaux, and the Riptide down by 2 runs. Have a runner on first to start this inning. That's what Orange County was looking for.
Great job from Brad Boudreaux. Took him a little bit to get into this game. Struck out looking his first 2 times up, but the patience pays off here. He reaches in front of Reed Montgomery. And we know Reed's got light tower power. Homer would tie this game before.
He's come up big for the Riptide time and time again this summer. 4-2 ball game, bottom of the 8th. Boudreaux on first. Here's the lefty, Montgomery. Taps the first pitch back. It's an 0-1 count against the center fielder. At a Long Beach State, currently in the transfer portal, he's hitting .364, a home run, and 14 RBI this year. First inning of work for Jordan. Pitch fouled back into the screening, 0-2. A 3.46 ERA and 13 innings pitched. It's the 10th appearance of the summer for Will Jordan. Opposing batters are hitting .204 against him. 0-2. Just missed outside, 1-2 count.
Nice step to getting back in this plate appearance here for Reed Montgomery.
Boudreau takes his lead, being held on by Nelson over at first base. No outs, 1-2. Good take from Montgomery. Once again missed away, and it evens up the count at 2-2. Montgomery has reached in 9 straight games for Orange County. He's 0 for 2 tonight. 4-2 lead for the Foresters, but a chance for the Riptide. Off-speed missed high and outside, and the count is full. Big pitch coming up here for Jordan. Payoff pitch. Outside, ball 4. Back-to-back walks to the Riptide have runners on first and second for Orange County. And the Riptide, when it felt like they were completely out of this ball game, they've gotten right back in this game. It's 4-2, 2 runners on, and here's the leadoff man, Ryan Castro.
Really nice plate appearances from Boudreau and Montgomery at the bottom of the order. John Strauss wants to talk things over with Jordan on the mound, because all the Riptide have been sort of floundering all evening long. All of a sudden, you at the top of the order coming up, tying run at the plate with nobody out. Pardon me, go ahead run at the plate, tying run on base with nobody out here in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Orange County entered that 7th inning with just 1 hit and 1 base runner all game. Since the 7th inning, they've had now 5 base runners, they've scored 2 runs, and they've racked up 2 hits. A complete change in this ball game after the starting pitcher, Calvin Prosky, who struck out 9 left. Ryan Castro, the righty, is 2 up. He's 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts. Best opportunity all game for the Riptide. No outs. Montgomery on first and Boudreau on second. Righty on righty. Pitch from Jordan. Squares up, pops it back into the net. Foul. 0-1.
I would love to see Ryan Castro get the opportunity to take some pitches here. Jordan's had some trouble finding the zone. You know, the bunt sort of gives him an out here, get the free strike. Obviously, you want to get the tying run in scoring position, but I'd like to see you make Jordan prove he can come into the zone before squaring the bunt.
Nelson leaps forward, the first baseman. Castro bunts. It's on the left side. Scooped up by the third baseman, Sandusky, and no play. Excellent execution from Ryan Castro. The bases are loaded with no outs here in the 8th, and the Riptide down by 2 runs.
That's why Brian Evans has a job and I don't, because that was genius right there. Ryan Castro places that perfectly. Sandusky wasn't quite sure if he should try to cover third for a force out there or go after that ball, and that's exactly what you were looking for the Riptide.
Orange County is knocking on the door. Here's Jarrett Sabo, the lefty, CCL All-Star MVP. And here's Bill Pintard out for a mound visit. It's been a tough first inning of work for Will Jordan. The entire infield comes in. Inning started off with Bradley Boudreau, who was walked. He's on third. Reed Montgomery was walked as well. He's on second. And beautiful execution by Ryan Castro moments ago has him on first base. Looks like the Foresters will elect to go to the bullpen. Not the night that Jordan was hoping for. A call to the bullpen for Santa Barbara. We'll introduce you to their new pitcher when we come back. Bases loaded, 4-2 ball game, no outs. Don't go anywhere. Bases loaded for Orange County. No outs. Bottom of the 8th inning. The Riptide down 4-2. They've never led in this ball game, but they're knocking on the door. Jarrett Sable, one of the best hitters on this team, and CCL All-Star is up. Lefty on righty. Luke Corneliuson is the new pitcher in the game. Throw to second. Sliding back head first. Reed Montgomery is safe.
Jarrett Sable, he's been so good all summer, but he's been mired in a bit of a slump. He is 1 for his last 21. The Riptide need him to break out right now.
Bases juiced for him. Pitch. Missed outside from Corneliuson. It's a 1-0 count. Sable is now 0 for 6 against the Foresters this year.
Santa Barbara had the bases loaded, nobody out in the top of the second. They failed to score.
1-0. Sable takes strike one in the zone, 1-1. Inning started off with back-to-back walks from Will Jordan. Castro had a hit. That's how the bases were loaded. Will Jordan exited the game, and the ball is handed to Corneliuson. 1-1 in the air, lifted, and it twisted foul on the left side, 1-2.
Got to get the ball in play here if you're Jarrett Sable. Cannot strike out. Put the onus on the Foresters defense to make a play. Just don't take the ball out of their hands.
.243 batting average, team leading 2 home runs and 15 runs driven in. Off-speed missed high, 2-2. It's Castro on first, Montgomery on second, and Boudreau on third. Riptide down 4-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Sable swings and misses. He strikes out. Way to get the first punch out for Corneliuson and out number 1 of this 8th inning.
Not what you were looking for there from Sable. It's now 12 strikeouts tonight from Riptide hitters. Feels like this is the ball game right here.
Certainly is. It's the best chance that the Riptide have had all night long, that's for sure. Up comes Alonzo Reyes, the lefty. Corneliuson's pitch. Low and outside, ball number 1. An ERA of 4 in 9 innings pitched. 5th appearance of the year for Corneliuson.
Used more as a hitter than a pitcher so far this summer.
1-0. Upstairs, 2 balls, no strikes. Corneliuson has pitched against the Riptide this year. He was actually credited with that loss. Up in Santa Barbara, went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, a walk, and struck out 5. Bases loaded, his 2-0. Popped up, third base side, Sandusky runs out of room. It drops past the Riptide bullpen, and a 2-1 count.
Reyes has 4 hits already this week. Been seeing the ball well. Looking for a good pitch to put some good wood on.
He's hitting 263, 2-1. Bounces in the dirt, gets behind the catcher Becker. It's close enough, everybody stays put. And the count is 3-1.
Critically, great count for Reyes. A ball forces home a run. Gets that tying run 90 feet away. Go ahead run in scoring position. Got to make sure it's a good pitch to swing at here if you're Reyes. Be very selective in this good count.
He's been excellent this week for the Riptide. And he lines a baseball in a right field. Boudreau scores from third. The send for Montgomery. Throw home is cut off. And the Riptide have tied this ball game up here in the 8th. Alonzo Reyes delivers a 2 RBI single. And we're knotted up just like that.
Clutch, resilient, wonderful from Reyes and the Riptide. Great opportunity to take the lead. Santa Barbara felt like this game was over after 6 innings. The Riptide had 1 base runner. They have roared back to life here in the late frames.
They found 4 hits in the last 2 innings after striking out 9 times in the first 5 innings. And here's Connor Barth, the righty, with still 1 out and 2 runners on. Tie ball game at 4. Corneliuson pitch, missed outside. 1-0. Connor Barth is certainly due. 0 for 3, 2 flyouts, and a strikeout tonight. 0 for 7 when facing the Foresters, Barth is. 1-0. Missed outside. It's 2 balls and no strikes against the second baseman. Alonzo Reyes, who just delivered that clutch hit for the Riptide, is on first. Ryan Castro is on second for Orange County. Bottom of 8. 4-4. 2-0. Low and outside. It's 3 straight balls to Connor Barth. In Orange County, a chance to load up the bases once again for Cooper Klauser, who has had himself a game against this Santa Barbara team. He's in the on-deck circle. 3-0. Miss low, ball 4, and the bases are loaded for the Riptide, with Cooper Klauser, who has 2 hits in this ball game, coming up.
Great plate appearances all up and down the lineup. 3rd walk of the inning. Riptide hitters have understood what was needed of them. They have played unselfishly here in the 8th. Cooper Klauser lift one to the outfield, put a ball in play, and get to first. You're going to bring home a run, and the go-ahead run at that. Castro less than 90 feet away now as he moves ever closer.
First pitch from Corneliuson. Inside, gets by the catcher, Becker. Castro scores from third, and the Riptide have taken the lead here in the 8th. It's 5-4 Orange County.
They're bouncing up and down in the Riptide bullpen. Unbelievable. Just back from the dead here tonight at the Great Park.
Orange County has rallied all season long. They've recorded 9 come-from-behind victories. Down 4-0, they've clawed back and have just taken their first lead of the ball game. Becker is out there to talk with his pitcher, Corneliuson. Riptide this inning, 3 walks, 2 hits, 3 runs across so far, and both runners in scoring position with still 1 out for Cooper Klauser.
Well, it's been a night. It's been all about the Riptide's miscues. 4 errors. So far in this 8th inning, Reyes' single is the only ball Orange County's hit out of the infield. It's been the Foresters shooting themselves in the foot this frame.
Entire infield is in here for the Foresters. 1-0 count with 1 away for Cooper Klauser, the lefty. Pitch from Corneliuson. Ground ball to third base. Past the dive of Sandusky. In comes Alonzo Reyes. It's an RBI single from Cooper Klauser, who stretches out the lead for Orange County. 6-4.
Great piece of hitting from Cooper Klauser. 3 knocks tonight. None bigger than that one right there. Big insurance run. Understood the infield was in. Just got enough wood on that baseball to get it through. And Orange County just keep adding on right now. Still just 1 out.
Here is Bill Pintard out there. There is an arm getting warmed up in the bullpen for the Foresters. The entire infield will come in. Foresters have already sent out 2 pitchers in this inning. And the Riptide have scored 4 runs to take a 6-4 lead. What a ball game.
I can't believe it, Aiden. This just felt like it was not going to be Orange County's night. Talked about, had to get the pitcher, Broski, out of the game. He was spectacular, but he could only go 5 innings. And Orange County has stayed with this game. Tons of credit to this Riptide pitching staff. Sammy Kova, Alex Sumland, Austin Plazinski have managed to keep the Foresters lineup quiet enough that the Riptide have been able to hang around, stay in this game. 6 runs in the last 2 innings, and they're not done yet. This is unbelievable stuff. But this game is not over. You know this Foresters team is going to come to play in the top of the 9th inning. Keep adding on. Make it 3. Make it a 4-run lead if you can. You don't want to settle for just this 2-run lead the Riptide have right now.
Definitely looking for insurance runs. Tatum Marsh, the righty, runners on the corners, 1 out. Slaps the first pitch into the net. No balls and a strike. Tatum Marsh had a 2 RBI triple in the 7th to score the first 2 runs of the game for the Riptide. Here he is with Klauser on first and Barth on third. Pitch home. Swing and a miss, 0-2. .220 batting average, 11 RBI this year for Tatum Marsh, going to Stanford. 1 out, 0-2. We're in the bottom of the 8th. Riptide lead it 6-4. And the pitch missed low, 1-2.
Tatum Marsh was down with 2 strikes when he hit a 2 RBI triple to center field last inning. That was the first real signs of life we saw from the Riptide bats. And his next turn in the lineup comes with the lead here, trying to extend it.
1-2 from Corneliuson. He waves and misses. That's a strikeout for out number 2 of the 8th inning.
It's a big K. Always frustrating when you have a runner on third and 1 out and you strike out. Second K of the inning from Corneliuson as well. Makes it difficult to bring home that runner from third. Going to need a base knock from Cernius.
Lefty Cernius 0 for 3 today. A ground out, strikeout, and a fly out. And he takes the first pitch from Corneliuson outside for ball number 1.
Final line on Will Jordan. He did not record an out, gave up 1 hit, 2 walks. All 3 came around to score.
1-0. In the zone for strike number 1, 1-1. Forrester's pitching was excellent all game until these past 2 innings, and the Riptide, boy, have they capitalized. 2 away. You got Klauser on first, Barth on third. Pitch. Called strike 2, 1-2.
Now this is why you love baseball. You don't see stuff like this anywhere else. Team is just dead in the water for 6 frames and a roast of life.
1-2 pitch. He chases a high fastball. That's the 14th strikeout of the night for the Foresters, but Orange County, boy, have they rallied. 4 runs here in the 8th inning. They take the lead. It's 6-4 the lead for the Riptide. We're headed towards the 9th, and Orange County searches for 3 outs. We're in the top of the 9th inning, and the Riptide are in front 6-4 against the Foresters. Aiden Pham alongside Sam Evans with you. Austin Plasinski is back out there, and the Riptide are 3 outs away from one of the biggest comebacks, if not the biggest, of the year for the Riptide. Inning starts off with the righty Joseph Sandusky. Pitch from Plasinski. Down the middle, strike 1.
Yeah, Aiden would not be the biggest by magnitude. Did have the 5-run comeback against the Waves, but that started earlier. Began sort of in the 5th inning of that game. And while the Waves are a great ball club, the Foresters are the class of this CCL. So this is such an impressive game. But you got to finish here if you're Plasinski and the Riptide.
A 1 lifted towards center field. Montgomery races in, and it drops in front of him for a base hit. Leadoff single for Sandusky here in the 9th. And up comes Carter Rutenbar.
Jam shot to center. Falls in. Tough break there for Plasinski. Made a good pitch, but better hitting from Sandusky. Tying run at the plate.
Well, we knew that the Foresters were not going to go down without a fight. High drama here in Great Park tonight. Lefty Rutenbar. Pitch from Plasinski sails by Klauser towards the backstop. And Sandusky takes second.
Don't worry about that too much. Rutenbar's the run that matters. Tying on at the plate. It's all that matters here if you're Plasinski and the Riptide. Obviously, ideally, don't let Sandusky score, but if he wants to steal third, let him steal third. Go after the hitters at the plate right here.
A single, and he's reached twice via an error tonight for Carter Rutenbar, the left fielder. 1-0 missed outside. 2 balls and no strikes. It's the top of the order here for Santa Barbara. The part of the order that's done the most damage tonight. Two balls, no strikes. The pitch. Just missed inside for ball 3.
Yeah, all 4 runs have been scored by the hitters Rutenbar, Ippolito, and Newstrom in the top 3 of their lineup.
Austin Plasinski looking for a strike. Here's the pitch. Catches the zone, 3-1. It's 6-4 the Riptide lead. We're in the top of the 9th inning. Pitch from Plasinski, swing and a miss, 3-2 count.
Rutenbar did not think that Plasinski would throw him a 3-1 off speed. So he waves through it way out in front. I already saw Plasinski go with a 3-2 curveball for a strikeout looking. See what he does here.
3-2, bounced on the right side to second base. Connor Barth has it, sets the feet, throws to first, and gets the out of Rutenbar there. 1 away in the 9th. Sandusky advanced to third on the play.
It's been a shaky night for Connor Barth throwing the baseball. And he fired a strike just in time on the high chopper from Rutenbar. Big first out. Again, not the end of the world if Sandusky comes around to score.
This is Kurt Ippolito, the righty. Pops it in the left field. That's a base hit. Run from third scores Sandusky, an RBI single. And the Foresters have cut the lead for Orange County to 1, 6-5 in the top of the 9th.
Well, this is where the frustration comes in. You had a runner on third, Connor Barth last inning. Tatum Marsh, Thomas Cernius with 1 out. Each struck out. Would love to have that insurance run right now. Brian Evans going to come to the mound to try and settle down Plasinski as the tying run reaches for the Foresters.
Riptide are going to make a call to the bullpen. Austin Kirkwood, the new pitcher. That's the day for Austin Plasinski. With 1 out and a runner on first, the Riptide hold a 6-5 lead against the Foresters. We'll introduce you to the new pitcher when we come back. Riptide hold a 6-5 lead against the Foresters. We're in the top of the 9th inning. There's one out and a runner on first in Kurt Ippolito. Brian Evans goes to the bullpen. Austin Kirkwood, the lefty, in the ball game. His first pitch is swung on and missed by Chris Newstrom.
Last outing for Austin Kirkwood, as good as it can be. He faced 3 men. He struck them all out.
He's in the ball game, and his job is to find 2 outs and protect the 1-run lead for the Riptide. Righty on lefty. Pitch from Kirkwood. Missed upstairs. A ball and a strike. 6th appearance of the summer for Kirkwood, a 1.93 ERA. He's pitched 4 2/3 innings. Big spot to be put in for the lefty. Here's his 1-1. Just missed high. 2 balls and 1 strike. Chris Newstrom has 3 hits in this game. He's scored 2 runs, and he has an RBI.
Orange County's turned 2 double plays tonight, 1 in the 2nd, 1 in the 6th. Both ended the half inning.
2-1. Popped up towards first base. Reyes gives chase, and it drops on the right side out of the stadium. Count is 2-2. Orange County trailed this ball game 4-0. They've scored 6 runs in the last 2 innings. They led 6-4 heading into the 9th. 1 run has come across for the Foresters, and that's where we stand. 1-run lead for the Riptide. Ippolito the runner on first. Newstrom the batter with 1 away and a 2-2 count. 2-2. Off speed way high. 3 balls and 2 strikes, a full count.
Walks have been a problem for the left-hander this year. He's issued 5 in his 4 2/3 innings. Can't not afford a walk right here to Chris Newstrom.
Biggest pitch of the ball game for the Riptide. Kirkwood's ready, kicks and deals. Missed high for ball 4, and that's a walk, and there's 2 runners on for the Foresters.
It was never going to be easy.
Caleb Hoover is up to hit. He's batting .438 with 2 home runs and 13 runs driven in this year. Foresters down 6-5. We're in the top of the 9th. There's 1 out. And Newstrom's on first. Ippolito's on second for Hoover. Lefty takes the first pitch low. Ball number 1. Austin Plasinski started this inning for the Riptide. He recorded 1 out, and the ball was handed to Austin Kirkwood to find 2 outs. 1-0. In the zone, that's strike 1. A ball and a strike.
Great fastball from Kirkwood. Good answer. Got to keep pummeling the zone here.
The top lineup in the CCL is what the Riptide are facing. Trying to protect the 1-run lead. He fires strike 2 in the zone. 1-2. Kirkwood finds a pitch he likes. Set with the glove, kicks and deals. Missed away. A head start from Ippolito on second, and he slides in at third. And there's runners on the corners for the Foresters with a 2-2 count and 1 out.
It is so gutsy from Ippolito with the front door open for Klauser to even think about stealing third in a situation like this. But it works out. The pitch is in the dirt. Now Klauser has to give some signs to the infielders to say where he'll throw the ball in the case of Newstrom stealing.
Newstrom on first, Ippolito on third for Caleb Hoover. Pitch called strike 3. Huge punch out for Austin Kirkwood. And that's out number 2 here of the 9th.
Monumental from Kirkwood to get that before Hoover can just put one in play, because with the tying run 90 feet away, almost certainly would have had Ippolito score if you can put one in the outfield. Now Klepsch is going to need a base hit.
Foresters down to their final out. They lean on Addison Klepsch, the righty. Runners on the corners, 2 outs, 6-5 lead for the Riptide. Pitch number 1 was a ball high, 1-0. Klepsch tonight has reached twice, a hit by pitch in the first and a walk in the 5th. Bounce foul on home plate and a 1-1 count.
Bring the action.
Rock and roll, everybody, let's lose control. All the bottom, we let it go. Going fast, we ain't
2 runners on. Newstrom on first, Ippolito's the runner on third. Foresters looking for 1 run. Riptide look for the final out. Here's the 1-1. Off-speed misses high. It's 2 balls and a strike against the second baseman Klepsch, who's hitting .324. Has 9 RBIs.
Does not have a base hit today, but he's reached on a walk and a hit by pitch in this game. Needs a base hit right here, though.
Here's the 2-1. Called ball 3, just missed low. And the count is 3-1.
Do have a place to put him aboard. That would put the go-ahead run in scoring position. Bring Brady Janasek, who's already driven home a couple runs tonight, to the plate.
Runners on the corners, 2 outs, 3-1. He went around, and that's strike 2. Chris Newstrom took off ahead of the pitch. He's in a second. And Kirkwood is 1 pitch away from ending this ball game.
But Klepsch is just a single away from putting the Foresters on top.
3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch. In the dirt, ball 4.
Well, this is what you're dreaming about in your backyard. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 9th inning. 1-run ball game. Going to come down to Brady Janasek tonight.
Yeah, cardiologist handing out business cards here at the Great Park. All the dramas here in the 9th inning. 6-5 lead for the Riptide. Bases loaded. Here's Brady Janasek. Riptide have battled adversity all night long, and they're on the brink of their biggest win of the year. Janasek takes a pitch in the dirt. Nice job from Klauser to quickly pick it up. 1-0. Janasek, 2 hits tonight. He's driven in 2 runs. It was a big 2 RBI double all the way in the first that gave the Foresters their first 2 runs of the game. Klepsch on first. Newstrom on second. Ippolito on third for the freshman, Janasek. Big swing and a miss. He tipped it into the glove of Klauser, 1-1. Popped up over the press box, and the Foresters down to their final strike.
High drama here in Irvine. Kirkwood just 1 strike away from giving the Riptide the win and their biggest win of the summer at a time where they absolutely need it.
1-2. Fly ball to right field. Thomas Cernius works over and makes the catch. That's the ball game. From down 4-0, the Riptide come back. They score 6 runs in the final 2 innings and win 6-5 against the Santa Barbara Foresters.
And breathe. Woo, 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 woo. That was quite the ball game.
It got interesting there in the 9th inning. Bases loaded, but Austin Kirkwood delivers.
Kirkwood comes up clutch. Gets the fly out to right. Nowhere to put anybody. What a game.
What a game. We're catching our breath up here in the press box, but I think that's the best win of the year by far for the Riptide.
Absolutely phenomenal for the Riptide. We talked about it earlier. Your sense of humor will get you through difficult times. Orange County down 4-0. They got through the difficult times. It stayed light. It stayed breezy. But when it came down to the nitty-gritty, they came up clutch, stayed locked in, and came through for a huge win.
I think huge win is an understatement, but there's no other words to describe it. It's been a tough week for the Riptide. They pull it off tonight. Orange County hands Santa Barbara its 5th loss of the season. The Foresters 20-5. The Riptide improved to 18-10. But that'll do it for us here at the Great Park. What a ball game. The Riptide come out on top, 6-5 against the Foresters. Good night, everybody.